Hey, sports fans, PB&Z Sports Chaos. And we have a special guest today because we're doing fantasy football, and no one knows fantasy like G Money. All right.
Thank you for having
And,
me.
and by the way, as you all know, if you've been watching the show for a long time, Z's not a fan of fantasy football. It's not for real football players. Look at PB. Perfect example. That body can't play football. Look at that. That is not a football body, fans. Trust me on that. All right, PB, we're going to do what? Breakouts, bust, sleepers, correct?
That's what we're doing. Yeah, we're gonna pick five each and give a little explanation as to why.
I got nothing because I don't play, so I'll let you guys run with that. All right, give me your five breakouts, PB.
All right, you want me to go all in with all five right now, huh?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. So my breakouts for this year, in no particular order. Wide receiver Drake London for the Falcons. I think him and Ritter developing some chemistry.
So you really think Ritter's a real quarterback?
Second year, we'll see. We'll see. He's never lost a game at home in college or pro, so we'll see.
Didn't he play? He played at Fitchburg State or something like that, right? Oh, that's where I played. All right, but never mind. It might as well have been at Fitchburg State. All right. So you're taking a guy, a breakout that has no quarterback. All right, go ahead.
So he is in, that sophomore wide receiver breakout. You could put a lot of guys in this category potentially, but I just have a feeling that offense in Atlanta is going to be pretty explosive this year with the addition of Bijan Robinson. So, and I think
now that's a breakout. I give you that.
Well, yeah, but you can't really put a rookie. It's hard to put a rookie in a breakout because they're rookies. The breakout means they've been playing for a year or two, and this is the year they're going to break out. That's what breakout is.
Okay, all right.
You could maybe put a rookie in their sleepers, but not in a breakout.
Got it. All right.
So that's why I got London there. With the addition of Bijan, I think Pitts is going to be stepping it up this year. Some people might have him in their breakout. I don't, but I think London is a recipient of that. My second one is Christian Watson, another second-year receiver in Green Bay. I really like what I see between him and Love so far in camp, and I think there's a possibility that even though you could make an argument he had a great rookie year, I think this is a potentially top 10, top 15 wide receiver as the wide receiver one on Green Bay.
So another guy with no quarterback throwing to him. Okay, you're over two. Go ahead.
I wouldn't say Jordan Love is no quarterback, but at the same time, Green Bay is going to find themselves in a lot of games when they're behind, and they'll have a lot of opportunities to throw the ball. So that's why I got Christian Watson there.
With no quarterback. Okay, go ahead.
My other one, and you're going to probably keep riding the no quarterback train here. My third one is Waller in New York.
Oh, Danny Dimes. Oh, my goodness.
As long as he stays healthy, the guy's been hurt.
Here's another guy who in camp, they're just developing the chemistry. And without a wide receiving core, he could be the number one target for Danny Dimes in New York.
He could be. You're right about that. You're right about that.
I agree.
So that's why I got him in there. And I got another receiver, and then I'll have a running back. But my other breakout is Brandon Ayuk. So here's Brandon Ayuk. He's probably entering his third or fourth year, right? Hasn't really had a chance to break out completely yet. But I think, with that full addition of Christian McCaffrey in a full season just opens up a lot of options on offense. And Debo is kind of plateauing, I think, at his point in his career. I think this is Ayuk's year to step up. So I get him.
Debo's plateauing. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
And I actually had Ayuk as well. He was
you did? Okay. And by the way, all these guys right now, their ADPs are all, they're all at least 50, 60 or higher. Like nobody's under 60 right now in terms of ADP, including this last one, who's the one running back I have in here. This could be a little bit of a risky play, but Cam Akers. Here's a guy, he's only 24 years old. It seems like he's been in the league for a while, but he's only 24 years old, right? Florida State product. And LA showed that they can count on him when they need to. He had a bad start last year. They weren't on the same page. Him and the coach were just not on the same page. But then as the year progressed, he was one of the top running backs in the entire NFL in the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. So,
really?
Oh yeah,
he had some big weeks.
Ridiculous numbers in the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season.
I think Thanksgiving was a massive week for him, right? Thanksgiving Day.
and that right, and that wasn't even in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
By the way,
but-
did his team ever win any of those games? I don't think they did,
I
right?
don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
No.
Which
All right.
fantasy
So there
doesn't
you go.
matter, right?
My
Just
point,
put
fans, fantasy is not reality. Go ahead, PB.
Right. So so I got Drake London, Christian Watson, Waller, Brandon Ayuk, and Cam Akers. Those are my 5 breakouts for this year.
G Money, what do you got?
Yeah, like I said, I'll find another one to replace Ayuk. I really agree with that one. But I think my breakouts is Madison. I think he's going to have a huge year for the Minnesota Vikings, the running back. I think he the few games he played where he either filled in for a hurt Cooks or just worked in tandem with Cooks, he looked awesome. I think I want to say his yards per carry is like 4.8, like it's high. So he's a standout running back, and I think he's going to have a career year. So I think he's a breakout, and I wouldn't call him a sleeper because he's going reasonable number. I think he's like 6th round maybe at fantasy draft. So I like him as a breakout. I also really like Ridley as a breakout. I don't know if he qualifies as a breakout because he had 2 years off and he had a great year.
Ooh, Calvin Ridley, huh? Oh,
I think he has a
bad.
massive year with the golden child. I think he has a huge year. I don't know. Would that consider?
At least he has a real quarterback throw on to him, unlike PB's guys.
He does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would definitely consider. Oh, he's 100% a breakout candidate. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it. Sky Moore. I don't know if that's more of a sleeper or a breakout candidate, but I think he has a huge year, especially with Tony or whatever being injured again. I think Sky Moore is going to have a huge year. He's going to get into a little bit of Kelsey's reception total. So I think Kelsey will have the best year of all the tight ends, but won't be like last year. I think Moore is going to have a good year, in my opinion.
All right,
good going. Yeah.
So that's my third, and then I also kind of I'm actually going to put him as a breakout because he's always been consistent, but he's never been phenomenal. Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks is going to have a massive year.
in Dallas. Yeah.
I think he's going to have a massive year.
Oh, wow.
I like Brandon Cooks a lot. I think he's going to have a great year. And then
By the way, he always gets 1,000 yards wherever he goes. Every team
But,
he's on, he gets 1,000 yards, right?
But for some reason, he doesn't score touchdowns. So I think he's going to score more touchdowns and maybe get 1,200 yards. So I think he's going to break out in that sense. And then my last breakout, I would say, would be Rashard White. I think Rashard White's going to have a great year with Tampa.
Whoa.
He's the number 1 guy now. I think he's gonna go on a tear. I think he's gonna be a top 20 running back in fantasy, and he wasn't even top 100 last year. So that's definitely breakout.
Really? Wow. I've heard his name mentioned a few times as well. I'm not sold on him yet. I don't know. I got to watch him play a little bit. I'm not sold on the dude.
QBs, someone's got to do something, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I do. I like all those G-Money. I like all those picks. Although I would probably put more Sky Moore and Rashad White to me are more in like that sleeper category.
I have a trouble understanding like
then they are breakouts, but because you're talking about guys now that are past 100, probably.
Right. I got you.
Right. So, all right. So what are we moving to next? Our busts?
No, go sleeper because I have no idea. Sleeper or breakout, whatever. Go sleeper.
Let's go bust. We just did our breakout.
No. Do sleeper. I want to go bust last.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll do bust last.
Because you're at 4 bust already. But anyways.
All right. All right. My sleepers. Starting off, I have Samaje Perine in Denver.
How is that a sleeper?
Well, because he's not even the RB1. He's the RB2
like
of the
him.
team. Which
He's a known commodity. I love the guy, by the way. He's an Oklahoma kid.
But I mean, the guys, he's going 120, 130 ADP. I mean, so you're talking about a 10th round draft, a 10th guy that's in the 10th round. Right. That's a sleeper. Once you get past that 7th, 8th round, now you're talking about guys who you're kind of taking a risk on. And we don't know the status of Javonte Williams. Well, we do know the status of him, but we don't know if he's going to be able to recover and return from his injury this year. So that's why I got Perine in there. My next one is Zach Charbonnet in Seattle is one of my sleepers. And the reason why I have him up there, that they went after him, number 52 overall, 2nd round pick. Not to mention, they drafted another running back out of Georgia, Kenny McIntosh, also, which tells you, I don't think they're completely sold on Kenny Walker, despite the fact that he had a great rookie year. So I think
he's injured too. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Charbonnet is has the potential to really be a sleeper this year. Next one's also a running back. In New Orleans, Kendre Miller. Another guy they picked up this year. It's a rookie. They drafted him, obviously, with Kamara not getting to play in the first 4, 5, 6 games, whatever it is, for the suspension.
3 games.
Three.
So 0.3. That's going to just give him a chance though to shine. Then it's going to be like, okay, how do we fit Kamara back into this offense? And then he could still be running back by committee. So I like Miller there. Plus, let's face it, yeah, Kamara's getting up there in age too for running back, anyways.
All right, talk yourself into it. That's okay.
My next two, one is another rookie, tight end that was drafted by the Bills, Dalton Kincaid. I think he's going to be a huge target for Josh Allen. Outside of Diggs, he could be number 2 in targets on that team. So I think he's got definitely potential to, and he's right now not even a tight end 1. He's like 14, 15.
I would give you that, except they got Knox already, and Josh Allen does not throw to tight ends. He's got an affliction against tight ends.
Well, that's why he's a sleeper.
All right, there you go. Well, he'll be sleeping all year on you, buddy.
And right now he's going off as the tight end 15, 14, which makes him not even a tight end 1, right? Because his typical league has 12 teams.
Oh, I like him, but he's playing for the wrong team. That's all.
I think he's playing for the right team. I think it's a perfect fit.
Josh Allen's never thrown to a tight end. He will never throw to a tight end as long as he lives.
And then my last one, you're not going to like this because you already said talk crap about him, is Jordan Love. I think it's a quarterback that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. And you know what? He still has the weapons. He's still got some offensive weapons. He still has Dylan and Aaron Jones.
You must take Trey Lance.
I'm telling you. Wait, this is why they call sleepers, Z. You can't have a guy that's going to get drafted in the first 5 or 6 rounds as a sleeper.
Don't worry about it. He'll be sleeping all right.
All right. So those are my
Money, what do you got for sleepers? PB's he's killing us with these things.
Ryan, Charbonnet, Miller, Kincaid, and Love. There you go.
All right. So here's my number 1 sleeper is Jaylen Warren. He's going to take over number 1 RB duties from Harris by probably week 5. He's the better running back. Najee Harris has been a disappointment the last few years. He can't. His yards per average is horrible, and he's just not a great running back unless he has a phenomenal offensive line. Which
that's the problem. They have no offensive line, no matter who's the running back. It could be Emmitt Smith. It's not going to matter.
But Jaylen Warren has more talent. I think he's faster, he's more elusive. Okay. He's a better running back, in my opinion.
Again, that's why they're sleepers.
Right.
Yeah.
I like Elijah Moore. I think he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver for the Browns. I think he's going to come into his own. I mean, he's been a disappointment so far, but I think this is a year he's going to blow up.
Elijah Moore?
Yep. I like him.
He's still a disappointment. He'll always be a disappointment. All right, go ahead.
The other one I like Kenneth Gainwell. They haven't played him yet, Philly, and Philly's notorious for not playing their starters in the preseason. So he's going to be running back number 1, even though they have talent. They have Swift and they have the dude from
Swift is going to be RB1 on that team. Don't worry about it. Swift's going to be RB1.
You think?
Yes. Oh shoot, yeah. You love that guy. You picked him last year.
Yeah, but he's always hurt. So I think Kenny Gainwell is going to be a sleeper. I really do.
All right.
So that's 3. Tank Dell, Texans. I think he's going to be their wide receiver 1, and he is lighting it up in preseason so far. And actually yesterday they didn't even play him. He was in his regular clothes and they just sat him, and they played most of their starters. So he is their guy. He's their number 1 guy. I think he's going to have a big year. I know it's a rookie QB, but I think a big year from a guy that's never done anything. It makes a difference. And I know he's a rookie, but is it? Yeah.
By the way, has CJ Stroud completed a pass yet this year?
I think he's like 50%.
There you go. That's the answer. That's your sleeper, a guy with a 50% thrower. Okay.
And my last one. So wait, is that 5?
No, you got 1 more. 4.
And the last one is the dude from Packers, Jaden Reed. I think he's going to be the slot receiver. He's going to have a massive year. He's going to be the new Cobb for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. I like that one. I like that a lot. I actually picked him in my dynasty league in the rookie draft.
Oh, smart. I think that was good.
All right.
When you get him?
What's that?
What round did you get him? Or is it not
it was probably 3rd, maybe late 3rd. Yeah.
He's going to be big.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Let's do some busts. PB, you want to do your other five, your first five? Because those are all going to be busts too.
Yeah, I got my bust here. So I'll start off with one that is a breakout for G Money. I got him on my bust list, and
Really?
that's Madison. Alexander Madison from Minnesota. I think everyone's hyping this guy up. Dalvin Cook left. Everyone thinks he's gonna be the guy. And they drafted a kid, McBride, who I think could creep his way into the picture there and eventually win that job. So I have Madison as a bust. Another one of my busts, and these are some big names here. I'm really going out on a limb with these. Kenny Walker. I mentioned the reason why. I had Zach Charbonnet as one of my sleepers.
Yep.
They drafted McIntosh as well. I think the fading Walker a little bit. I think he's going to disappoint some people. So I got him as a bust as well. Next up would be McLaurin. I think in Washington right now, there's a lot. McLaurin's been putting up numbers for a while, but you got Sam Howell there. We don't know what he's going to be like. I think this kid, Jahan Dotson.
Wait a minute. When we did our NFC East prediction show, you were touting McLaurin, and I said he's garbage, and now you agree basically.
Well, I think he's going to bust in fantasy. I do.
I like Dotson a lot. I'm with you. I like Dotson a lot. He's going to be the number one.
John Dotson out of Penn State. This is his second year, right? He's a second-year receiver. I think he's going to be the number one. Take it over from McLaurin. McLaurin's going to let people down in fantasy. Next up is Joe Mixon.
He sold him for me. I had him.
Oh, you got him too? Yeah, I think Joe Mixon's done. Chase Brown probably could have made my sleeper list.
Yeah.
But that's who be the next running back up in Cincinnati.
Right. Well, you're both wrong on that one, but okay.
Right. Oh, you think Mixon's going to have a good year?
Of course he is. He's from Oklahoma. Of course he's gonna have a good year.
Okay, we'll see.
A little biased.
And here,
by the way, he's not 5 years in. After 5, then they go down the hill. Running
28's number that they go downhill. 28-year-old running backs, not good.
Yeah, I think he's a bust. I think people are expecting him to be, top 15, top, running back, and I think he could be I think he could fall outside the top 25 potentially. And then this is my big one, and this is a real risky move saying this, but my last bust is Cooper Kupp.
I agree. I don't think what's his name he's
Staff.
QB.
Yeah, I think stuff. And one of the reasons why Cam Akers could have a big year too, they could be running the ball a ton. But I got Cooper Kupp as my 5th bust for this year.
I wouldn't.
So I got Cooper Kupp, Joe Mixon, Walker, McLaurin, and Madison.
I agree with.
By the way, I mean the first 3, yes, but. Don't worry, Kupp is going to make you feel bad, and Nixon's really going to make you feel bad at the end of the year. Trust me on that. All right, G Money, what do you got?
So I, like I said, I agree with some of his. I'm going to go with the inverse of my sleeper and say Najee Harris. He's a bust. He's going round 2. I don't think he's worth round 2. I mean, I wouldn't take him. Maybe round 6, I'd take him. Like I wouldn't take a chance on him. I think.
Well, until they get an offensive line, you're correct. But that's the only reason why they have no offensive line.
True. I agree with that. J.K. Dobbins, he's a bust. People are taking him.
I like that one.
Round 4. I don't think he's never going to be. He's not.
He's going to be the breakout of the year. Trust me on that.
You think?
All right.
Because he hasn't played a lot. He's been hurt. He's finally healthy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't impressed with him the last few years. We'll see, but I just think he's still drafted high. And I don't see why he's drafted high, but you might be right.
Because when he played last year, he was one of the most dependable players in the league.
Yeah, he almost made my bust list too, G. I actually agree with you on that one.
Okay, good. So I'm going to put these together. Devontae Williams and Hall from the Jets. QBs coming off ACL injuries are notoriously not successful their first year back. So I think they're going to both be bust, and they're both relatively high picks. I know Williams is going like around 6 or 7, and I think Hall's going similar, but in my opinion, they're still going too high. I think they'll both be bust because of the extensive knee injury they had last year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Interesting. Breece Hall was lighting it up before he got hurt. So
no, they're both great running backs, but it's just the track record for running backs coming back from ACL injuries isn't good. So that's why, that's what I factored in.
By the way, they have Dalvin Cook, right?
Cook's going to have a good year.
Yeah, they have Cook.
Yeah, Breece Hall.
So that's 3.
By the way, Breece Hall, they might not play him till like the week 10.
Probably not.
I mean, seriously, right? You got Dalvin Cook.
Right,
Let
why
him
would
let
you?
him continue to rest like he needs, right? So let's see what happens. All right,
But-
give me right now. If you got the first pick in your fantasy league, PB, I'll start with you. Who are you taking?
Well, it depends on. I'm in different leagues with different scoring
Well,
systems.
just if you're in whatever league it is, PPR, you got the number one pick. Who are you taking?
Justin Jefferson.
G Money.
CMC. I think he's going to have a massive year. And I will say, I want to add, this is not part of your question. I'm just going to add this as just part of what I wanted as an agenda. If I had to choose where I wanted to pick in the draft, I would choose 7 in a PPR league because I really am high on Nick Chubb this year. And I don't want to take him less than 7, but I think if I get a 7th round pick, or I'm sorry, the number 7 pick in the draft, Chubb is going to be a fantasy winner this year. He's going to have the massive year because there's no Kareem Hunt stealing his catches. That he's the guy. That's it. It's him. But I wouldn't, like, in one league I'm 4 right now. I wouldn't take Chubb at 4, but I wish I was 7 because I want Chubb, and I think you need to be 7 or 8 for Chubb.
Did I see this right in the Madden rankings? Did he get a 99?
I think
Is he the number one running back in the Madden rankings?
I believe he is.
Yeah.
And can you believe that Sony Michel was drafted ahead of him
That's nuts.
out of the same school?
In the
And
past.
Belichick's a genius? Give me a break. All right, PB, who are you taking? You got the number one pick. Who are you taking?
Well, I already said
Oh,
Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson. That's right. All right.
Well, where's your preferred picking spot? Where would you like to pick? And if you could choose your spot this year.
I mean, I think it's ideal just to pick right there at 6. I mean, that way you're just picking every 12 picks, you have a pick, and you're not really waiting that, when you have to wait 18, 19, 20 picks to pick again, it changes your whole philosophy. So I like right in the middle.
All right, let me ask you a question. Who's your number one quarterback?
Ooh.
It's
Maybe.
hard not to take Mahomes, but I would lean more towards like a Josh Allen, only because he can run and throw, right? So he can do both. Jalen Hurts would also, maybe fit in that category. Might not throw for as many yards, but could certainly rush for a lot of touchdowns as well. And again, it depends. Some league standard scoring is only 4 points for a touchdown throw. Some leagues are 6 points. So if it's 6 points, I'd probably go Allen. If it's 4, I'd probably go Hurts.
I'll tell you who the number one, in my opinion, write this down. The number one fantasy QB this year will be Justin Herbert. He's finally got an offensive coordinator and knows what he's doing. And you could get him in round 6, most 6, 7. He's going off. So I'm waiting on a QB. If I don't get him, I'm getting Rodgers. I think Rodgers.
I would argue that he doesn't have a coordinator. Kellen Moore sucked. I don't care what people think about him. He's not that good of a coordinator.
He's better than what they had, though. I mean, anything's better than what they had.
Well, true. Hey, how about what I'm shocked by? I don't know how this is happening, but Anthony Richardson is blowing up on a lot of boards, right?
You don't like him. He's too, he needs more time. Like,
I don't understand why he's getting so much pub. He was a average quarterback at best at Florida.
Right.
Now he's going to a Colts team that obviously was not that good last year when they had a great quarterback and they ended his career in Matty Ice. And now they're putting him in there. I don't see it.
He might be a good backup quarterback if you're picking like maybe in like 11th, 12th, 13th round, somewhere around there. He might be a good flyer for backup, but just you got to look at the talent that you got on the board at that point in time before you reach for Richardson.
PB, as a fantasy guy, what's your thoughts on Rodgers? Is he worth picking up round 10 and stocking up on running backs and wide receivers in between and getting him as a starter?
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I mean, I think he'll have he could break the top 10 in fantasy quarterback. More than likely, he's like a 16 to 12 guy to me, which is just like on the tail end of a high end running quarterback too.
Right.
I would say this: if they had offensive linemen at New York, he would be the top 10. But I'm very concerned that the offensive line will kill Aaron Rodgers and put him in his coffin this year.
Yeah,
that's a bad offensive line.
With pressure.
Yeah, no, it's a horrible offensive line. That's why Saleh came down on him the other day in that interview, right? So we'll see. Hey, by the way, Justin Fields, is this going to be his breakout year? None of you guys mentioned it, but is this going to be his breakout year?
I think he has a great year. He finally has a competent wide receiver core. You got DJ Moore and you got Mooney. You got two good wide receivers.
Yeah.
PB, you think so?
Yeah, I think this is Fields definitely a top 10. He could break into the top 6 or 5, maybe. I like him a lot.
Let me ask you a question. Is Jefferson really worth all the publicity that people are giving him for fantasy?
Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you not take the kid on Cincinnati with a better quarterback in Joe Burrow?
Personally, I wouldn't, because Vikings are going to be playing from behind a lot more because the defense is horrible. So I think Jefferson's going to get more garbage yardage touchdowns than a Cincinnati.
Okay.
wide receiver.
All right. Well, interesting point. There you go. That's why it's fantasy fans. All right. Good show, gentlemen. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate
We're
it.
going to do our prediction show in 2 weeks, right, PB?
Yep, for sure.
And
Let's go.
PB, G Money's going to be on that one.
All right,
We're
let's
gonna
do it.
make our predictions.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
Perfect.
Take care, guys.